Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. In our last lesson, we made pronouns agree with their antecedents in number and in gender. Today, we add the third and final match, person. This one is quietly the most important because the error it produces slips into almost everybody's writing without their noticing. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to hear it instantly. Let's get started. Let's start with the word itself. In grammar, person tells us who is speaking, who is being spoken to, and who is being spoken about. First person is the speaker, the one doing the talking. I, we, my, our. Second person is the one spoken to, the listener sitting across from you. You and your. And third person is the one spoken about, the person or thing we're discussing. He, she, it, they, one, and their. Now here is the rule that runs this entire lesson. A pronoun must agree with its antecedent in person. Whatever person the antecedent is in, the pronoun has to be in that same person. Let's watch agreement in person working the way it should. Sentence 1. I packed my own lunch. The antecedent is I, and that's first person, the speaker. The pronoun my is first person as well. The two ends match perfectly. Sentence 2. The runners tied their laces. Here, the antecedent runners is third person, people we're talking about. And there is third person too. Match again. So the picture I want in your head is a line running from the antecedent across to the pronoun, with the very same person sitting at both ends of that line. Now the mistake that shows up more than any other. Look at this sentence. When a hiker reaches the top, you see the valley. Read it slowly and you can feel the floor tilt underneath you. The antecedent is a hiker, third person, somebody we are talking about. But halfway through, the sentence slides into you, which is second person, the reader we are talking to. That is a shift in person, and it quietly wobbles the whole sentence. Here's the repair. When a hiker reaches the top, he or she sees the valley. Now the antecedent and the pronoun are both third person, and the sentence holds steady. So the rule of thumb is simple. Pick a person and stay in it. There are two good ways to repair a shift, and one of them is usually the smarter choice. The first way is to leave the antecedent singular and reach for a third person pronoun. He or she, or his or her. When a hiker reaches the top, he or she sees the whole valley. That is perfectly correct, but say it aloud 2 or 3 times and you'll notice it starts to feel heavy. The second way is smoother. Make the antecedent plural. When hikers reach the top, they see the whole valley. Same meaning, no clunky he or she, and every word stays in the third person. So when the choice is yours, going plural is usually the cleanest repair. There's one more place this trap gets set, and it catches almost everybody. Listen to this. If one studies, you will pass. The antecedent here is one, and one is third person. But the sentence jumps straight into you, which is second person. It's exactly the same shift, just wearing a different hat. The strict fix is to stay with one all the way. If one studies, one will pass. That's correct, though I'll admit it sounds a little formal. And honestly, the most natural repair is often to rewrite the sentence in second person from the beginning. If you study, you will pass. Either way, you commit to one person from start to finish. Before we practice, let's be fair to the word you, because second person isn't wrong. It is exactly right whenever you truly are addressing your reader. In a recipe, you should preheat the oven first. In directions, turn left when you reach the bridge. In both of those, you is the antecedent and you is the pronoun, so everything agrees beautifully. The trouble only starts when you sneaks in as a stand-in for somebody in the third person. So carry one question with you. Am I actually talking to my reader here? If yes, use you with confidence. If I'm talking about someone else, stay in the third person. Let's boil all of that into a quick check you can run on any pronoun you write. Step 1. Find the antecedent, the word the pronoun points back to. Step 2. Name its person. Is it first, second, or third? Step 3. Make the pronoun match that person exactly. And step 4, the one that saves you most often. If you catch a stray you sitting beside a third person antecedent, repair it. Either use he or she, or turn the antecedent plural and use they. Run that check and shifts in person will simply stop happening in your writing. Now let's practice. In this first set, I'll read you a sentence, and you decide one thing. Does the person stay consistent from the antecedent to the pronoun, or does it shift? Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. When a student misses class, you fall behind. Find the antecedent, a student, and that is third person. Then the pronoun arrives, and it's you, second person. The sentence has slid from third to second, so this one is a shift in person. When students miss class, they fall behind. The antecedent is students, third person, and the pronoun is they, also third person. Nothing moves, nothing tilts. This sentence is consistent. If one wants to improve, you must practice daily. The antecedent one is third person, but the sentence hands off to you, which is second person. Same trap as before, so the answer is a shift in person. Now each sentence has a blank where the pronoun belongs. Find the antecedent, name its person, and pick the pronoun that keeps the sentence in that same person. Pause and try each one before I answer. When a driver sees ice ahead, blank should slow down. The antecedent is a driver, third person singular. So the pronoun has to be third person too. Not you, which would shift us into second person. The answer is he or she. If one hopes to win the race, blank must train hard. The antecedent is one, and one is third person. Reaching for you would drop us straight into the classic shift, so we stay right where we started. The answer is one. When hikers reach the summit, blank see the whole valley. The antecedent hikers is third person and plural, which makes this the cleanest kind of sentence to fix. No he or she needed at all. The answer is they. Let's gather everything up. First person is the speaker, I and we. Second person is the one spoken to, you. And third person is the one spoken about, he, she, they, and one. A pronoun must agree with its antecedent in person, which means you never answer a third person antecedent with the word you. That's the shift we spent the whole lesson hunting. And when you need to repair one, remember that the cleanest fix is usually to make the antecedent plural and let they do the work. In our next lesson, we'll take on pronouns whose antecedents are indefinite, words like everyone, somebody, and each. I'll see you there.